or maybe I won't, maybe I'll just read, maybe I won't read that one. I'll read this one, okay. Okay,
I'm sorry, I don't know what we did with it.
okay, I am going to read 3 poems, but I need, where did the light go? Where was that little light?
I think it's a cell phone, they have to sort of light on the phone.
James, you
The-
have a
it's-
flashlight on your cell phone?
The light that we were using is,
Where is
I
it?
can stand and hold it.
I can hold it. Thank you, but I think that,
second
James, I don't know where your mic-
second shelf.
it,
Ah, we got it.
yeah, okay, I can hold
Alright.
it. Thank you. I'll hold it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe
You
should
can
hold it.
if you click it, you can make it less bright if you.
Yes,
All right.
okay.
Or you can leave it that bright. It's up to you. Just don't shine it on.
Okay, that's a little much.
Just click the button and it'll switch modes.
Yeah,
Let's try.
let's switch the mode.
Yeah,
Is that good?
yeah, don't use the death ray. Just
Yeah, don't listen, that's right. The laser beam. Okay, so I'm going to read 3 poems that are different. 2 are holiday poems, and they're all new. Okay, so the first one is Christmas 2019.
Quite.
Snow fingers clutch the jagged rock wall along Mass Pike. Their glazed white residue, defiant in the sun's relentless glare, which striates through dense, very tall, very thin, very bare trees. A stockade fence, threaded with light of late afternoon, flooding barren, snow-dotted farmers' fields, leaching out the loneliness so deep you can't bear it. But there may be a warming fire on the hearth when you get there, maybe a whiskey worth the trip. Going home, the rusted metal of old bridges. Okay, now, so, gotta be fair to the Jews, I think there are some here that we just did Christmas, now we're going to do Yom Kippur. No meaningful relationship. However, for those of you who don't know about Yom Kippur, there are only 2 things you need to know to make the poem understandable. The first one is you're supposed not to eat during the day of Yom Kippur. It's a fast day. And the second thing is that God can only forgive oaths that you have taken to him or her, or it, or things that you have done to the divinity. Wrongs you have committed to others, you must go to the persons you have harmed. They alone have the capacity to forgive you when you come and ask them for forgiveness. You cannot ask whatever deity you're worshiping. Okay, so this is called Yom Kippur. The day eats itself. Sunless light leaves no markers for the passage of the hours. I think of the horses drawing Apollo's chariot, hidden in their cloudy shroud. Do they gallop, amble, wildly stumble their way across the sky? Does their day seem as endless as my thoughts, excavating old grievances? Their stinging mercurochrome, the places I was, the places I was not. Peeling off the pretend face, hiding shame, taking out guilt's nettle from its pus-filled core, putting it back in again. Okay. Yom Kippur is a heavy day. Okay. And those of us, we accumulate a lot of people, we have to ask
A lot
forgiveness
of
from.
forgiveness.
A lot of forgiveness.
The longer you live.
The longer you live, the list grows, yes, the list grows.
My mother used to
That's worse
say,
than being raised
What?
Catholic.
my mother used to
What
say
did she say?
that when you get to 90, you don't have to forgive anyone.
I'm coming, I'm coming. Okay, this is so totally different, it has nothing to do with me, but a lot to do with all of us. And it's called Spinning Wheel. 1. A pair of round, wire-rimmed glasses. A white loincloth. A shawl, woven from yarn you yourself spun. A single palette. The simplest accoutrements define a life, a choice, the power of restraint. 2. Hindu by birth, lawyer by trade, you find your satyagraha, devotion to the truth, when the British in South Africa label you Cape-colored. Your enormous ears hear what authorities ignore. Take the power of truth to those in power. 3. No stranger to jail cells on 2 continents. Your sandals scuff along endless dusty walks. The discipline of nonviolence in the service of freedom. Pleas for Muslim-Hindu unity. Your only weapon, your fasts unto death, to compel an end to their rioting. Wrapped in the shawl, your skinny body, history's shadow. 4. Your struggle made theirs. Nelson Mandela, like you, imprisoned. Amandia Nagawetu. Martin Luther King, like you, assassinated. We shall overcome. Yitzhak Rabin, like you, assassinated by one of his own. Shalom Aksha. 5. Violent beings, we live in violence from our mouths to the mouths of our guns. Spread your hand-woven shawl over us as protection, great soul, because we cannot protect ourselves from ourselves. Thank you.
Keep pushing, those things go off eventually.
So I think we'll take a few minutes break and then we can do a little open mic if Dan wants to play something. I know you brought